And you telling me there's no shingle failure, why we have shingles on the ground? I'm not asking you to name the brand, I'm asking my audience. Comment below what brand do you think it is and what brands you hear that acts like this.
We'll no longer put these shingles on.
Let's talk about materials. So you install IKO shingles. What's behind there? Like you believe in the product line? How did you end up with the IKO as a brand?
Well,
and how do you build your, what's your perfect roof? Like what's your ideal roofing system? I know you put a lot in the process. So guide me through all your materials on the roof.
Okay, so Marcus has always been the guy that wants to like test every product that we're going to use, like in any way that he can. Whether if it's a class 4 shingle, he wants to go test that himself, regardless of what the laboratory come up with, right?
Sure.
So
Marcus has Dimitri in him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So, and that's been our thought, is we want to try to put like the best like system together as possible for our clients. So, when we, I guess, look at shingles, if you look at the like history of all the manufacturers, right? Like every manufacturer's had issues at some point, and I think everybody's had a class action lawsuit at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that throughout my history of roofing is you usually know when a product has an issue or a defect or a flaw. Like roofers actually are the first ones to know it and might wonder why the manufacturer is still cranking it out of the factory, right? So you have to be open-minded about brand of shingles, right? Like you can walk through every factory and they are all pretty much made,
same way,
very similarly or the same,
like
right?
the same person set them all up,
right?
A lot of times could be.
Very
There's
likely,
probably two, right? Two manufacturers that set the whole line up.
Yep,
Oh,
exactly.
you look like the other one.
So, yeah, I mean, but there are little things in each one that, they do just a little bit differently. And, throughout time, we've been open-minded to, not getting like stuck on one brand, because every time I see, people get stuck on one brand, they do it just until it fails, or whatever. You have to continue to keep your eyes open.
One brand.
Right now, yes. But that's after we've like had the opportunity to compare it against everything else out there, right? Like you're seeing a lot of like advances in the shingles right now, right?
Sure.
Like you have nail strip technology in a couple of the brands, right? I don't see like why anybody couldn't see the benefits of something like that, right? Versus you take other brands and they might have their strong points, but in all of the like testing that we've done internally, we feel like this is the best value you can get.
If you guys are enjoying our interviews and can get more of it, I want you to know we have more private content at our roofingschool.com. roofing-school.com. You can sign up just for $1.99. A lot of sensitive, internet-sensitive materials are there, including Apple roofing and some other interviews we've done in the past. Materials and topics we can share on YouTube publicly for everyone. Things like how much these companies are paying to their employees and their salespeople. Things like what their profit margins, but they do share it with us. We do filter that information, those clips, and those parts of interviews and lessons going to be available only to our students at roofingschool.com. You pretty much can sign up for $200. There's no cancellation fee. You can pretty much sign up for $200. There's no cancellation fee. There's no contract, cancel anytime. I promise you, if you invest $200 in it, you'll have your money worth the very first month. Hopefully you'll stay. If not, we're still gonna be friends. I just want you to try it because we can't publish full interviews on the internet. Now let's go back to the interview. If you wanna see a full version, check our school as well.
How do you build your system? So you install synthetic file paper. I see you have everything in the house, including even nails. So you have your own nails, you have your own ice and water, synthetic file paper, shingles, starter, Do you submit premium warranty with IKO? Is it your warranty? Is your warranty better than IKO warranty? Like, guide me through promise to the homeowner. What homeowner gets?
We still retain the manufacturer's warranties
Sure.
on the products, and then we do our own, workmanship warranty.
Is it 10 years?
Yep, 10 years, which is, quite long for the roofing industry. We don't know of anybody else that's offering something that long. I'm sure.
Do you do repairs
I
as
think
well?
yeah, we do repairs. I think there is one other another company out there that does, but at the end of the day, we're branding our company.
You're not branding Shingle.
Yeah, we're pushing a line, but that doesn't mean we don't put on OC or Malarkey or GAF or Certainteed or whatever, right? I mean, there's certain specs and everything, but we've come down and we've narrowed it down to what we like. And before IKO, we were with OC, and something that Dustin didn't talk about in our decision too is the support. Like, if we don't have the support from the manufacturer, it's really hard for us to go represent ourselves as a company when we know that that's the shingle that's going on, right? If we have the support locally and maybe even at a regional level, that's a benefit to us too. Like, that's important. And if we don't see that, with our old brand, we kind of had about 5 or 6 turnovers, and that made it really tough. When
What do you mean turnovers?
Rep turnover,
I see.
support turnover. Well, that's really hard on a company when we're trying to support you.
Yep.
We're pushing your product, and then you're turning over, and it's who am I going to?
I see. Makes sense. I know a lot of guys in other markets. They choose one versus another exactly because of that, because of a relationship with that rep. Like, the rep never answers phone calls, or just never really helps. They all say, we're here for you, but when you don't return my phone call, when you're not helping, are you really helping?
Yeah, exactly the same thing. If somebody calls your roofing company and you don't respond, what support is it? Why did they go with you?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, we can all go put a roof on.
Well, and when you have a problem, you want to make sure that it's going to get taken care of right ethically. And
Have you have claims with IKO roofs? Like manufacturer defects?
I think we had last year. I think we had like 3 total squares of all the roofs we put on last year. Total, not all at one time.
Sure.
15 shingles on this house. We have hardly any blow-offs this last year with any IKO, and I don't know that we've had any warranty claims, have we?
not that I'm aware of.
We just had a couple wind blow-offs, but that happens. I mean,
Sure.
on everybody, with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to deal with a warranty, though, I'm sure like, you don't want to deal with a company that's super hard to deal with, right? You want to deal with the company that wants to do right by the homeowners and the company that bought the product. And some companies have different mentalities, right?
We did have one massive, and it was not an IKO last year.
Yeah. For
One
example, we had two.
Yeah.
It was the same brand, and I mean, we're probably close to 600 squares, between the two projects.
We
Did
paid,
they cover it?
No, we paid for
No,
ourselves.
What?
Apple Roofing paid to re-roof the entire thing because the
And it was a
manufacturer
product failure? What was the problem?
It was
When?
it was blow off. They wouldn't seal,
We
So-
even went out and hand sealed them,
right?
and have pictures of where the nail placement was and everything.
Why did they deny the claim?
They actually never really filed a claim. We called them out there. They inspected. Like, it was a really funky deal, and I have a feeling it had to do with the size of the project.
Yep.
But yeah,
Did they take a shingle, send it to the lab, and send you a letter that there is no problem with the product?
We didn't go that far, because when I called in to warranty, they said, because it happened in 3 months of install, they called it something. I don't remember what it was called, but she's like, oh no, that's not even a warranty claim. That's just I wish I had the word. I don't know what she called it, but it was, it was so new that it was.
I have the same problem. Also with one brand, we have blow-offs, and within 6 months, they took the shingle, they ship it to a warranty department and send us letter back, there's no problems. But we have 7 blow-offs on one residential roof, like 30 square. So my guys are going back fixing it. We didn't have to re-roof yet, but you have 7 blow-offs within 6 months of install. 4 12-page black shingle, and they're saying in writing that there's no problem with the product. Well, if I did everything right, if there's 6 nails in each shingle, your rep is not telling me that I did something wrong, and you telling me there's no shingle failure. Why we have shingles in the ground?
I would say that our situation come straight down to that relationship.
Sure.
Had we had that relationship, like this went all the way up to the national guys, and it didn't ever get resolved.
But still, it doesn't matter. You have relationship, like they should back up their product. Well, how can you build a relationship in the future? Like if that brand wants your business, like as a, you know, Apple Roofing as a company, if they want your business, how they can earn your business in the future when one time when you had problem with their shingle, they walked away.
I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be way more difficult to try to, you know, build a relationship after that kind of thing, right? Because we want to make sure that our customer is taken care of, and if we have to end up covering every warranty that's a manufacturer thing, that's hard to build a relationship on.
that's the problem that we had. Everybody has a warranty, right? Like every manufacturer. The problem is that it put one of our bigger relationships on the line, and it.
But some manufacturers are known for those claims. I hear stories like this all the time. So I'm not asking you to name the brand. I'm asking my audience. Comment below what brand do you think it is and what brands you hear that acts like this. Because I hear the same stories, like in my own town. Like, you know, I have a problem. And then because I own Roofing Insights, people are messaging me on a regular basis. Demetri, what do? I have this claim, they're denying it. Like people are coming to Roofing Insights on a regular basis because they want to answer. Like you're a guys bigger player, you can afford to reduce 600 squares. Imagine $2-3 million company to deal with the 600 squares. I mean, it's a lot of money for them, or like even smaller guys. And there's nothing they can do. Sometimes they can't get paid because whether it's association of homeowners would not pay their final invoice until they have a, you know,
Right.
until they don't have problems with the roof. So what do you do? And guys are helpless. You promise them that this billion-dollar company will have the best warranty, lifetime warranty, they call it whatever, but then you have a claim within the first year, and you are out of pocket paying for it. It's not right.
We agree. Fortunately, we've ran a company to a point that we were able to handle it, because we would have lost a big company over it, a big customer, and now we continue to do business with them, just like we would probably continue to put that shingle on.
Sure.
And that was actually the final straw for that company too, that said, we'll no longer put these shingles on.
Love it. Well, I did the same thing. I discontinued. I said I'm not going to install the shingles after one claim, because I'm not going to risk it. If I'm putting 100, 200, 300 roofs a year, and here you have it. You have one claim. They walked away. Well, am I going to go and put 300 roofs of that brand and risk me like replacing them because they're not backing up? If they don't do it on one, they're not going to do it for the more.